Hello out there. It's another fun episode here on Uncensored Conversation with Elevated Not Tolerated with my phenomenal guest, the one, the only, Tamara Lynn Roy, the CEO of Tam's Hair and More. And guys, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this episode as she brings us some phenomenal information. She's going to share some nuggets with you. She's going to share it out. Y'all might as well get ready. Tell somebody that we are live and we are right here on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. Go ahead, share this link right now so you can join my guest on tonight. Hello, Tamara.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you are here. Many of y'all may say she looks sure look familiar, and we're going to tell you more about that in a little bit. But Tammy, we've been trying to get Tammy to be on our show for quite some time. Her schedule is so busy. She's one busy lady, but tonight she is with us. Hey, Kay, thanks for joining us. Please share, care, and like this information with everyone out there on tonight. To those of you that are watching by Facebook, please chime in with your information. But Tam, we've been trying to get Tam on the show for quite some time. She is such a busy young lady between her business and all the other major things that she's doing in the world right now. And so we're just lucky to get her here on tonight. Tammy, we've been looking forward to this. It's always a blessing to share the stage with someone of your nature. And what I mean by that is you have such a phenomenal story that a lot of people, young people out there need to know and need to hear, and so that you can empower them and inspire them on tonight. And so I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to let Tam, if you would just tell the people what your name is, a little bit more about you, because we're clicking these buttons. Guys, I know you're looking and you're saying, well, it looks like we got some delays going on, and we do. I want you to go ahead and write down Tam's information. We're going to be shooting it up throughout the show, and you want to go ahead and book your time with her as soon as you are able to do so, and when her schedule allows it to. So, Tam, can you introduce yourself to the folks?
Hello, everyone. I am Tamara. I am the stylist and the owner. I am a cosmetologist. I'm also a full body waxer. I also offer microblading services. I also make my own oils, shampoos, and conditioners, which my oils I just started making. I started back making. I've actually been making my oils since I was like 15. I think that's the first product that I made on my own. I focus on natural hair. That is my main focus. Braiding started off as my personal favorite, and then I ventured off into color. Color has been my most creative invention, because I can invent pretty much whatever I want. But yeah, that's about it.
Well, awesome.
Good evening, Vanessa Milner.
Hey, sis, my sisters out there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell the people, come on and join us. We have a good time on tonight. Yeah, we got the family.
Hello, Lanita.
We got a lot. We got a lot going on the station on tonight. So we're so glad that everybody could join us. Please care, share, and like the video and send it over to as many people that you possibly can on tonight, because we want everybody to have an opportunity to hear what Tammy has to say on tonight. Kay, she's going to get into some of those questions in just a few minutes. We want everybody to make sure you have those questions ready. Kay, we're going to put that one up on the main line, if you will. Jesus on the main line. We're going to put it on the Tamara line so that she'll be able to answer that question for you in just a moment. Tammy, you know what? Something I started on the show was doing a small introduction of our guests as a little bit of an incentive to help people know you from behind the scenes. And I couldn't think of but a few things to do for you. So if you'll stay tuned with our other outside guests who are watching, I want to show this video about what do you know about Tamara Roy? Well, Tammy.
Thank you for that embarrassing moment.
What you mean? I apologize for it's something in the airways though that's blocking it because it was playing so beautifully this morning. But why was that embarrassing, Tammy? That was one of your voice has never been a problem in the world. You've always had that voice. But when I was putting, I asked you, hey, let me get some pictures of what we could put together to share, to tell people about you. And as I was putting it together, everything came together as you meeting your dreams, you doing what you started out doing as a little girl. Mm-hmm. And you never gave up on that dream. And so, see, even your auntie says, so see, so so listening to you sing that song then, and looking at the accomplishments that you have made since that song, that you sung that song, since you've been growing into this business, it is truly it speaks a volume to other people. We as your family are super, super proud of you. And guys, so some of you that don't know, Tammy is my niece. She is my niece. She's next to the oldest niece. Lanita's the oldest, and she is the middle niece. I guess she's the only niece I have, right? Yeah, outside of Tammy. So, but we're so proud of her as a family. You know, I'm kind of tongue tied tonight. Mm, um, but we're not gonna do that now. But I'm so proud of you, Tammy. You know, when I first wanted you on the show, one of the reasons is because don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But one of the reasons why I wanted you on the show was because there's a whole lot of young folks out there that want to accomplish things and want to do things, but they stop in the middle. And I'm not going to tell your whole story because that's your story. But can you speak to that young person out there today who may be 17, 16, and thinking that they have nothing to give and that because of life, they have to stop? Can you speak to that young person out there tonight? Your story is unique.
So basically, you have to be determined. I have always been determined at whatever I did, whether it was to do wrong or to do right. I didn't stop. So I've always wanted to do hair. I remember Christy and Tamika being my doll babies, and I constantly did their hair. I remember in the first grade, we had a play where you had to say what you wanted to be, and I told them I was going to be a hairstylist. It didn't happen as I thought it was going to happen, because at the age of 16, I got pregnant. So I had a child at 17. I had another one at 17. I had another one at 21. I ended up losing my mother on today at 21. A couple of years later, I lost my grandmother a year later, and I lost my father a year after that. So being the only child, and taking care of 3 children, my dream was put on hold a lot. Honestly, I tell everybody it took me 7 years to complete a 2-year course, really. And really it didn't even take 2 years. Like it probably, now, I don't think it takes 2 years now. I miscalculated, I think because of COVID. I actually thought this year would have been 10 years, but I went back and looked at my licensure. It's actually been 11 years since I've been doing hair. Wow. And I really didn't think it was that long because, like I said, my first semester, my mother paid for it for me to start hair school, and she passed. Mm-hmm. And so I took a semester off, and then my father paid for the second semester, and he passed. So my last 2 semesters, I had no clue as to how I was actually going to complete school. I did CNA work. I worked in collections. I worked at the toy store. I worked at Pizza Hut. I worked at other jobs to suffice for income because I had children that I had to take care of. But it never stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. It was always my passion. I've always been a determined individual, and I grew up hard-headed, as you know. And not all the time is that a bad thing, because when I get something in my head, I don't care who you are, I'm going to do it. Even if I have to fail so many times, I'm going to do it, because I can't sleep at night not knowing that it was something that I'm capable of doing. Right. But for somebody to tell me you can't do it or you're not going to do it, that just gives me fire to do it. So to answer your question to the young people out there, if you do have a dream, a passion, and I don't care what it is, like it can be really small. It honestly could be something as simple as I've always wanted to be a dump truck worker. Like you can do it. Like it's nothing that should be able to stop you from doing it. You are the only person that stops you from doing it. Not saying it's not going to be anything that's going to hinder you from slowing up the process, but you're going to do it because you want to do it.
That's right.
So determination is the main key.
Tammy, and you said so many amazing things, and one of the things you just said was that bad, good, or indifferent, you know determination is what pushes us, the purpose. And when you have a true divine purpose, and on the flyer, I don't know if you paid attention to it, but I always put what I feel about that person spiritually. Yes, we were raised up in the church. Our father is still the foundation of our Christian growth, and all of those things. But this is a true fact. You're a true woman of God. You didn't give up your faith and your determination. Sometimes faith can be a little tricky in that, be like, God, where are you? I mean, really, God, how much more can I lose before you come and answer? But even with that, it's still your faith in who you were and who you can remain to be. You didn't stop. Your determination didn't stop. Because when you have a true purpose, and this is one of the things that we're teaching in class right now, when you have a true purpose, it is what drives you. It's in the pit of your stomach. It keeps you moving. And even though, 18 years of, you losing your mom, my sister, then the next year, grandma, my mom, then for you, the next year, your dad. It was just constant. But through all of that, you still did not give up. You had your breaking moments, and those times where you might take a mental break. You even did some other things. Like you said, you were a CNA. But even with that, you still didn't quit. You still kept moving. And that's what the people out there need to know. Even us as tenured people. I directed the question to the young folks, but young doesn't actually mean a number. Young means the mindset. And so if you are out there listening tonight, Tammy just told you something that is very important. Don't give up on your dreams, no matter what your age is, no matter the circumstances that you're going through. Do not give up your dreams. Here it is. She's sitting here as a young woman. People probably told her, even said it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You were pregnant. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You don't have this. You're not. But you didn't let that, like you said, that only fired you the more to do what you have done. And it made you succeed. And I want to publicly tell you here on Uncensored Conversation, because of some of the things that I have seen you do, you have empowered me not to give up on my dreams. Not to stop doing what I believe is my purpose. Yeah, girl, stop. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. But you did. I know, but you just clapping. You don't make me cry. I'm a crybaby now. But at the end of the but because of what you have done, you have kept me grounded in, hey, don't you forget that you can still move. Don't forget, you may be 60, auntie, but you can still do what you got to do. You may not say it, but in your actions of what you do empowers me to continue to move on. And I just want to say thank you for continuing that process, because that's your mom and your dad in you. Because they never quit. So now I'm going to move on, because we had a moment. Well, I got another moment for you, but that's much later. But so it's not a bad thing. I promise you. So I'm going to give Tammy a few minutes so she can get a cup of water, a swig of water. I'm going to get a swig of water. I want to show you guys a couple of things that we got coming up. So Tammy, when we come back, I do want you to answer Kay's questions about the type of, you do natural hair, but she had a specific question about locks. And so when we come back from the break, if you could kind of tell us the difference, because you know me, your auntie be saying braids and plaits and stuff, and you be correcting me all the time. So when we come back, tell the people a little bit about the different styles that you do and what's the difference. Okay. So guys, if you can stay tuned, we're going to come back in just a few seconds. We want to share with you who our 4-star sponsor is of the week.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Okay, so it's going to be one of those nights where we got static going. So Tammy, can you answer Kay's question along with any of the other styles that you want to share with us tonight?
What was her question?
Her question was, do you do locks?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. I said that incorrectly. Let me put the question up there correctly.
Oh, do I do interlock? I do the interlock method. Yes, I do.
What's that?
It is a method of retying either sister locks, micro locks, or you have a lot of people that prefer that method rather than twisting when they have their natural locks done.
Oh, okay. So, see now, the bell goes off when I think about Josiah and some of the other people that I know you've done. So is that one of your favorites, or is that something that you feel about that?
Everything has become my favorite, honestly. Like I said, I started off doing braids. I started off really doing natural hair because my hair was long and thick and curly, and everybody talked my mama into putting in a relaxer, and I did not like it.
Woo!
I remember Vanessa had to go and get another box. I think I had to put 4 relaxers in my head.
Yeah. You got a whole lot of hair yet.
So I made it my personal business to learn how to maintain and manage natural hair. So that's why I came up with my own oils, kind of like 14, 15 years old. And then after that, I just went with it. Like, just being natural has always been one of my things that I felt hair was at its most healthiest. And I just never understood as Black women or African American women why we had to have our hair look a certain way with relaxers. Not dogging relaxers, because I do have 3 clients that still get relaxers, so I will service them. Natural hair has just always been my favorite thing to do. Braiding was the first thing I started off with. I ventured off into color, more or less into silk presses, and then eventually into locks. The only thing I do not do so far is sister locks, because they have their own pattern, and you have to take a extensive course for that. And no offense to the lady who invented the pattern, I just don't want to do it right now. My focus is more into growing hair, so I eventually want to venture off into trichology, maybe education. But as of right now, I do the interlocking method, and I do micro locks. Micro locks can be confused with sister locks, but they are not the same thing.
So, with that being said, let me just put this disclaimer out there. I told my niece that I do this on every show because she is a professional. She is a licensed cosmetologist. So she, as you can see, she's sitting in her studio now just to kind of give us a little insight. She's look, she got the paperwork. How many of y'all I tell this to Tim? I tell people this all the time. Make sure you see people's information. Information is important. So because she is a licensed, and she showed you her credentials, she is a licensed cosmetologist. She will not be discussing pricing on tonight. She will not tell you how much anything costs. If you contact her for a consultation, you will get a consultation fee, and you can book her because the information is right there on the screen. Book her today and ask her specifics on pricing, because it's there right there for you to be able to follow her. Now, Tammy, Nita, you asking the question, girl. I was getting ready to ask myself because I think it's important.
I don't see any questions.
You gonna see. You told me I was gonna pop the questions up there for you. You ready, sis? Here you go. Perfect question. Perfect question. Perfect.
Well, I actually had a course, a class that I was going to do February the 24th, and it was open to the public. Normally, classes are not open to public. I actually had it open to the public. No one attended the class. So I'm hoping summertime, since children are out, that I will revisit that. And I'm definitely going to have the class open. And it's not just for little Black girls. It can be mixed families. It can be a foster parent. It can be a dad. It can be anybody who has to deal with natural hair care. And natural hair care just simply means that your hair is non-chemical. It doesn't have no type of chemical in it. I deal with all hair textures. I'm not one of those stylists that just do Black people's hair. I do everybody's hair because hair is hair. It comes from the same scalp, the same stuff. It's the same thing. It's just different textures. So there's no such thing as good hair or bad hair. So when people tell me that, I say, well, you said everything God gives you is good. Why do you hate your hair?
All right now. Come on now.
So if you follow me on TikTok, you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is My Addiction is Hair. My page is public. Facebook is more than likely my personal page, but if you follow me there, I'll more than likely advertise it there. Also, on my Booksy website, I prefer that you read the entirety of the details. All new clients have to book a consultation with me before we actually come up with some styles and things. So, yes, to answer your question, I definitely will.
And there's the information. Go ahead and write it down now. Book that consultation today so you can get the inside scoop to what she can do for you with that natural hair that you got. Okay. And Tammy, now I am really excited about, because, we were talking about this yesterday about you doing another class, and so folks, if you follow us, and as soon as Tammy puts that information out there, you will be able to find it on Uncensored Conversation, because we follow all of our guests on Uncensored Conversation to let you know what's going on. One of the good things about being on the show is we like to promote those people that we know are genuine in what they do. Well, don't get us wrong. Some of y'all doing your thing. You're making it do it what you do. But when it comes to this, she's an expert. She got the paperwork to prove it. She's got the service in it. So we want to make sure that you know how to reach out to her. Again, we're going to put up her information again throughout the show so that you'll be able to contact her and stay in contact with her. Follow her on TikTok. I love watching her videos. I told her yesterday we were trying to upload a couple of her videos for tonight. But because she is phenomenal, we can't even download her videos. So that tells you that nobody can't copy what she do, because she's a unique individual.
That's just copyright information.
Well, it won't let us do it. So it's your information and they can't copyright your information. So y'all know I'm big on the copyright thing too. So Tammy, you brought up something that I want to touch on, but we also have a question in the house from Diane, and she says,
Can interlocks be unlocked? Yes, all locks can be unlocked. Unfortunately, I'll say this: with locks, you can comb them out. A lot of people think you have to cut them out. Interlocking, depending on if there was the correct locking done. Sometimes people form knots, and that can be difficult to take out. And it can, depending on how small the lock is, it can cause too much tension. But locks can be combed out.
Awesome. So Tammy, you talked about one of your products that is your product, and that is your oils.
Yes.
Do you have some available, and can you show us what it look like?
I do. I actually have a lot available.
Uh-oh, y'all.
Because during COVID, I made my own shampoos, my own conditioners, and honestly, I made about 12 of each because I didn't think anybody was going to buy it, and I ended up being overwhelmed. So before I came out with this, I made sure that I went into good debt to make my oils. So I do have a lot available. I don't know if y'all can see it, but here you go. It's my oils.
And
This is
your product. This is what
yes,
you designed.
this is handmade. So when I started making my oils when I was like 14, I just researched. Back then we had to read in books, so I would honestly just go to the library and figure out what goes where. And I was buying the product that the store would have and mix it with whatever other products that the store had. Until I actually started doing hair and I got older and on my own. And I'm a hair nerd, so yeah. So I just researched more, and so I use more raw, natural products. Everything I make, I put it on myself. I try it on my kids first; they're my guinea pigs. It's going to work. Like at first I used to be like, oh, I don't know. As long as you follow the process of getting your hair trimmed and treated, and it is taken care of, the oils work. The oils have this particular oil I combine. I used to make two different ones, one for itchy scalp and then one for growth. I just combined them both because honestly they used a lot of the same healing products. So the oil is good for stimulation of your scalp. It is good for healing your scalp. If you have any like dermatitis, which is dandruff, if you have seborrheic dermatitis, along with another healing with another process, it can help with that. I've kind of kept a lot of my clients from going to see a dermatologist. They just kind of hang it out there with me. We come up with a plan and it ends up working. Also, it makes your hair grow tremendously. It's going to make your hair grow tremendously. So it's not something that happens overnight, but it does work. So yeah, this bottle is $12.50, and I'm telling everybody that's the price, okay? But yeah, so this is my oils. You can contact me on my phone number to actually receive some oils, unless you make an appointment and you can put it in your notes that you would like a bottle of oil along with your appointment. It can be used as a hot oil treatment. Also, this oil is good for your skin. Use it on your skin as well.
So use a holistic kind of a gal.
I really want to get my holistic certification. So
I think you need
I'm
to do
kind of
that.
thinking about that, but that's another thing. It's another
I
thing.
think that'd be great. Now, does that product also help people with alopecia, Tammy?
Yes, it does. I have had, depending on your alopecia, honestly, there are different types of alopecia. You have traction alopecia, which your hair has been pulled out from traction, braids, combing it hard, slicking it back in ponytails, gels, rough, just not really taking care of your hair. It has grown back quite a few people's hair. Also, a lot of ladies that are on certain medications. I'm gonna tell you off the bat, fluid pills, high blood pressure medications, and birth controls are the main things that take out your hair. So it does. I'm not going to say that it's going to bring your hair back thick, full, but it does in that area. It does bring a lot of it back. It does give you more of a fine textured of hair. Some people, it really did bring it back like all the way full. But
Right.
of course, we are what we eat. So what you eat and what you take consumed into your body comes back out through your body. So when you're taking these medications, I'm pretty much fighting against your medication. So it works. May not be how you think it's going to work, but it works.
Well, I'm going to try to pull it back up when we go out for a break. But one of the pictures that is in the introduction of who Tammy is shows Tammy using your own. You have used your own product, and you show the growth of your hair. You also show what it looked like in, I think it was 1 year, and then the next year maybe. I'm not really sure, but you guys, what I'm trying to tell you is she's her own guinea pig. She used it on herself first, so that in itself speaks volume. That you should be looking for somebody who really knows what their product does. We had somebody on the show a while back, Tammy, that was talking about the animal products that's in makeup and all of these things, but you don't know it's in there because you don't know what those words mean. And if you can find somebody that can actually tell you holistically, which you may not have the holistic certification, but you definitely know your, I almost cussed. You know your shit. So anywho, but that's what you need somebody to do. You need somebody who knows what they're talking about. But not only do you know what you're talking about, but you use it on yourself first. Right. So guys, get your products. She told you how much it was. So book it. There's the booking information right there. Get it now. I got 2 more questions out. I got another question out here for you.
Does it help with eczema? Yes. It does. Eczema can also start in your scalp. That's also one of the scalp irritations that it has. So it definitely will help with eczema because I normally don't reveal everything that's in here, but I do have tea tree in here. So that is one of the main healing herbs for everything. So yeah, it does help with eczema.
Awesome. So Tammy, you have the oil now, and you said you're going to be having the shampoo and the conditioner soon too, or?
Yeah. So like, I'm stubborn, and I love to do things my way because I know that's how it works. And with me working, it is complicated to make the stuff. So luckily, I took my time and I just made the oil, so I have enough. The shampoo is really pretty easy for me to make, honestly, because I just know what products it takes to actually clean your hair. So naturally, the shampoo is easy for me to make. My conditioners, on the other hand, it can get complicated because you have to think about allergies. You have some people that are allergic to like coconut and different things like that. And so having to mix it at a certain temperature, a certain way. I tried to make some a while back and I put a really nice amount of money into it and it did not turn out right. And I had to throw it away.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to have to go back and see like who is allergic to what and try to make a few products that don't have it in there and try to find another herb, another like essential thing that does the same thing as what I'm going to end up leaving out. But so as soon as I get them going, I know a lot of people, especially around the summertime, your scalp is dry, it's itchy. People have, a lot of people, honestly, if you don't, I say this because YouTube University has taken over and everybody knows how to do hair now.
Go ahead, girl.
Everybody just knows how to do hair. But not everybody has sat down and went to school and actually studied. And even if you did go to school and study, you still have to keep up with your classes and you have to go back and study. I have 2 Milady books here and I read them all the time. I'm a nerd when it comes to hair. So I will go back and revisit things because it's been 11 years. I might forget. So a lot of times, like, oh, I just thought I had dandruff, and you might have seborrheic dermatitis and you're spreading it to everybody because you're using combs, brushes, caps, pillowcases, headbands, bonnets. You don't even know it. So I do tell everybody at least twice a year, see a professional hairstylist because, it's not always, the same thing that's on YouTube. And, that person's hair looks like mine, so I know it's going to work for mine. That's not true because you don't know your own porosity level. And even if you do learn what your porosity level is, you're not even going to know what it is to fix it. So it's a lot that goes into doing hair. You're not just doing hair. Actually, forming the hairstyle together is the easiest part of doing hair. Knowing about hair is the hardest part.
And so when you're saying that, you said that people should come to see it because should come to see you, the professional, the expert, at least twice a year.
If
So
you're one of those people that don't want nobody in your head, or you think you know what you're doing, twice a year at least, because you have to get at least some trims. Like, I don't care how long your hair is, how healthy it is, you have to get a trim, honestly. Everyone's hair should be trimmed anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks, because your hair goes through phases. I don't know if y'all know about the old school. Everybody that I know, they say you don't trim your ends until the full moon. Technically, that's kind of true because your hair goes through phases. I'll trim your hair anytime because it's still going to go through a phase. But your hair has a resting phase, it has a growth phase, and it has a sitting phase. So in order for you to go through these phases, you have to do something to go through it. You can't just leave your hair the same. Right. So you have to either trim it, you have to treat it, or you have to protect it in order for it to go through these phases. Only a professional stylist will know what phase your hair is in. You have to go to them consistently. So if you know what you're talking about and you know what you're doing, fine. But I just don't think YouTube has helped. It helps when you're trying to put some things together, or if you're trying to learn the style real quick, or if you just need a quick do. But to actually know your hair, you need to see a professional stylist. I say a professional stylist. Everyone is always available to book with me, but not everybody is for everybody. And it may be some things that I do that people don't like, and they want to go to somebody else, and that's fine with me. So,
but it's the advice that you're giving that is making the difference. You know, I feel like some of those people that are going to be watching right now, one of the good things about you is that, you know, you don't mind sharing the stage as long as the stage is filled with experts like yourself. And like you say, not everybody's for everybody. I mean, you do natural hair. You probably have resources of people that don't do natural hair, that they do other things. And I've seen you, you know, not in person sometimes, but I've seen you when you've done the hair shows. You're out there with other people, the other people that are in the field that you are connected with, that you can address other people if they don't want to stay with you. But the basics that you're telling folks tonight is, everybody needs to see somebody named Tamara Lynn Roy at least twice a year, and her information is right there on the screen. Book her now. If you're going to your dentist twice a year, you need to just book at the same time. That way you already know when you're going. Just book at the same time. Go to the dentist and get your hair done at the same time. How about that? Twice a year. All right. Tammy, I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to give us a few minute break so you can get some water in your system. I want to come back and I want you to be able to tell us what would you be, what is the best time for parents to start their children seeing a professional?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Okay, I'm gonna try to give us a few minute break, guys. And Tim, I'm also gonna try to see if I can pull that picture up. Like if you when you showed that we showed with you actually why you used your product too. So guys, sit back and take a look at this. We got a couple of new things that are happening on Victoria Elevate, and we don't want you to miss it. So check it out.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. To dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
All right, so the airways is fighting against us, but that's okay. So just stay tuned. Make sure you check out the Uncensored Conversation Facebook page. You can get that link off of our page. Make sure you check out Victoria Elevates. We've got some new things coming up with that. We've got some events that's getting ready to come up. We're looking for vendors. Who knows? We might be able to talk Tammy and being a vendor. Who knows, y'all? Pass out a few business cards. Tammy, get a little booklets and stuff and little oils. So Tammy, talk to us parents. Well, no, I'm not one. I mean, I am one, but my chapter's grown. Talk to the parents, Tammy. Educate.
As soon as your child develops a sprig of hair, start combing it. And I'm not playing.
Say that again, Tammy.
I mean, to me, because I was taught, your hair is a part of grooming. And you get up every morning and you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you clean behind your ears, you wash your body. Combing your hair is the same thing. This is a crown. This is a protectant. This is something that stimulates from your actual skull. Why would you not comb it? I've had a lot of parents be like, oh, my child is 2. Is that too late for me to bring them? No. I can do a 2-year-old's child hair just like I can a 12-year-old. The reason why a lot of children are tender-headed, and I use that like that because tender-headed comes from not combing it early and the child being traumatized when you do. So if you never comb your child's hair and you just brush it back and put them cute little headbands on it from the time they born to the time they get 2 years old, and then they have this thick, curly, coarse hair because it has not been maintained, treated, and trimmed, it's gonna hurt. You traumatize the kids. So when they come to me, I have to teach them it's okay. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but I have to deal with the screaming, the kicking, the throwing up, the biting and falling out and all of that when it is a simple process that could have been taught. And not all styles are easy. And sometimes children are uncomfortable, but I can always tell who has been getting their hair done from birth to who has not been touched from birth.
That's because you're an expertise, the hair extraordinaire.
I think that one is common sense, but we're going to leave it at that.
But but you're saying it, but some people don't think about it. They think, well, my hair.
They don't. And I say that because honestly, I will say this too. I love what I do because I have so many clients that my clients are spoiled, and it is my fault, and I continue to spoil them because that's how I get paid. Some people really don't know absolutely nothing about hair. They don't know how to comb it. They don't know the first thing about a part, a shampoo, or nothing. A lot of them, it overwhelms them so bad that they don't want to deal with it. So honestly, those parents are the ones I love because as soon as they get a kid, they're like, here, do whatever because I don't know what to do. So so if like I said, I understand because technology is not my thing. I don't like technology. I don't have nothing to do with it. I really don't. I just learned how to make them little TikTok videos, and between my daughter and Christy, they help me with it. So it gets on my nerves, and I would rather pay somebody to do it. So when people tell me I don't do hair, I'd rather pay you to do it, I do it because I know exactly how I feel.
Mm-hmm. You know exactly how, you know what it takes. So Tammy, let me ask you this. You said something about your products that you are doing your online. Can people, I was going to say this and ask you in private, but I think I'm going to throw it out there already because you know how, we kind of, on some things, we kind of do it. If people want to donate to your product line, you actually are making it by yourself. You are pouring. I don't even know what you do, but I'm just, you're pouring and mixing and checking the temperatures and testing it and all of that. If somebody wants to donate to the Tam's Hair and More Foundation, I just changed to a foundation. Oh my! So would you be interested in investors invested into your products?
Yeah, I've actually already had one person ask to invest in my oils. I'm gonna be honest. As far as that, I'm so used to doing everything on my own. If you want to, you can. If not,
you can still do it.
you can. I don't know. I'm just gonna do what I do. So
if somebody wants to give you $1 million,
but if somebody wants to, I mean, if you want to, I'm gonna tell you now. Don't expect me to give you anything back because I didn't ask for it. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I'm more than welcome. I mean, I'm open to plenty of investors because honestly, especially, for classes. And like I said, I have a child my last child's gonna graduate this year. So I do plan to go further. Yeah, I do plan to go further in education because I think I want to work in educating. So that's going to start like with my classes and stuff. I think I want to work in that, and I do want to take more trichology classes to become certified because a lot of stuff I just know and I learned and I just put together with my own gift. But it's a lot of things professionally that I probably should know, and I would rather do that later on in life versus standing over top of people's heads.
All right now. So yeah, if y'all want to donate, you want to give her $1 million so that she can get her products out there. $5. No, let's see. She said her product is $12, $15 and up to $1 million plus dollars. She will accept it. Contact her, set up a consultation, and get that check right on over there to Tamara Lynn Roy.
Okay, $1 million.
I'm speaking over all our family because everybody in our family has some kind of gift and everybody need, and I'm speaking to those out there tonight. If you heard the beginning of the show, Tammy told a portion of her story that just spoke of determination. So don't give up. I believe there's investors out there who are going to be watching this later. That's going to say, I like hair, but I don't know nothing about hair. Let me give Tamara Roy $1 million and let her do it.
And not just hair, because I offer other services as well.
Oh, I was going to get into that part. That's after. I didn't forget.
I was just saying.
But I know that the hair thing is that was
my start.
Yes. So I want everybody to make sure you get the information that's on the screen right now. Write it down, book your consultation, book time with Tammy so that you can get more information about what's happening in her world and how she can better make you look better than what you look like now. Hello, how you doing? Tammy, we're going to give the folks one more opportunity to see that picture of you when you did your own product. So y'all bear with me. We're gonna put it up here. We're gonna hopefully.
Which one did you pick? It's 3.
Where I picked the one where you were at church and you showed the length, and then there's one, and then there's one that's before where your hair was short, and then you showed it. I think it maybe a year later, and it was down your shoulder. That one. So I'm gonna try to pull that up for everybody to see. So everybody, while we're waiting on that, y'all could take a quick look at this right here. And get ready. Oh, that was so quick. Y'all miss it. If you want to be a guest on Uncensored Conversation, all you have to do is send us an email to victoriaelevates@victoriamholland.com, and we will put you on the show. And you can be looking pretty on screen, just like my beautiful niece right here. Tammy, I'm going to try to get that picture brought up before we get off. If not, I'm going to share it after we get off because I can actually block it off and be able to show it on both YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So, Tammy, I want you to spend some time there telling people how you went from just doing hair to all of the other things that you're doing now. And tell the people about that too.
Okay. Well, hair has always been my first love. Later in the hair industry, I learned more that beautification comes in different fields, not only just hair, but the state of North Carolina cosmetology license allows you to practice other services under your license. I was licensed in Virginia at first, and you had to take other courses. With North Carolina, you don't. And that helped me branch off into wanting to do microblading. That has been my next thing in line besides hair that I wanted to do. But COVID slowed that down for me. So I ended up going off into waxing. Waxing is one of the most satisfying things for me to do now. It's almost up there with doing hair, and um, I learned so much about our bodies as a female with waxing, especially with our Brazilian waxes, um, with skin, because as a cosmetologist, we still deal with skin. It's so much that we deal with. So underarm waxing, a lot of the ladies that have like dark skin tones, with me making hair oils, I have found that some of the products also go into naturally lightening dark skin tones, removing ingrown hairs, just preserving our bodies a whole lot more better than what we thought we were doing. And that has been honestly my almost next favorite thing to do. Microblading, I've only done 2 people so far, myself and one of my other older coworkers. And uh, I had a traumatic experience with my eyebrows when I went to prom. This girl that I was when I went to prom. That's when everybody wanted the eyebrows real thin. I didn't want mine too thin, but she waxed mine off using wax and masking tape because they didn't have the correct film to, the epilating strips. They didn't have them. So she used masking tape. So my eyebrows looked like I was already angry, like an angry bird. So fortunately, some of them grew back, but I wanted to fill them in more. So I microbladed my own after I took the microblading course. I need to fill them in more because it is a permanent makeup. It is like receiving a tattoo. It's a 2 to 3 year long tattoo. There are some reasons why you cannot get microblading, and there are some reasons why you can. Microblading is not only just limited to eyebrows. It is also, some people actually get their edges. If you have complete edges gone, you can microblade your edges. Also, women that have breast cancer or have had to have breasts removed, you can microblade areolas on. It's different things into it, and it's not just eyebrows. So,
Wow.
that's another one of my ventures that I'm loving. I haven't had that much practice on people. I have a lot of practice by myself, but that's just another thing that I plan to venture off and doing. It is an expensive and extensive, and it's dealing pretty much with body. So you have to be very sanitary, and you have different regulations, state board regulations for it. But something I definitely plan to do more of.
Well, we definitely want you to be able to do more of it, and we want. So, with that being said, you need to book a consultation with Tammy and get it done, y'all. I know. You don't know if it's gonna work. You don't know if it's gonna hurt, but you're never gonna find out if you don't book a consultation and ask your specific questions to her. I was trying to pull that up, Tammy. I think I'm gonna have to just share those 2 pictures after the show, so because it's not gonna let me make it be clear to what you see. But and when we post that, she'll be able to comment on the pictures, and she'll be able to tell you, exactly what you're looking at. But one of the pictures shows Tammy at her church. She was turning around. She showed her length of her hair, and she turned around and she showed you the back of her hair. It was absolutely amazing. And I've seen her cut her hair before, and I'm just like, why does kid keep cutting her hair? But when I look at the picture where you had the short hair, the bob thing that you did, and then it grew, girl, I was like,
that was 2 years later. The first time I made my oils to actually sell, I shaved this whole side of my head. And it was like right before COVID, it was 2018. And my hair grew back so fast. Like, I was at the barbershop every week just trying to shave it down because it grew back so fast. And finally it just got annoying, and I was like, I'll just let it grow back. But yeah.
Well, Tammy, we have enjoyed having you on the show. I told you I promised you 45 minutes, but see how you got into it, girl. You was just giving us all these nuggets and kicking it out for us. Okay, I'm just saying. But I want you to be able to give the people one. If you could give us one more good nugget, two, because you brought up something just now. When people cut their hair or go the whole shave thing, when it's growing back, like you're talking about, you were going to get it trimmed or whatever. Is there something that a person needs to know about before they get to that point where they're going to say, I'm going to shave it all off? Because bald people, some people do bald just to make the hair grow. But isn't there a process that they have to be careful with that, even doing it? But that's why they call you, because you're the expert.
So the big chop, which a lot of people confuse that with just a regular haircut. The big chop means you're going natural. I see a lot of people cut their hair into a bob and be like, oh, I did the big chop. No, you just cut your hair. You got a haircut. The big chop would be you cutting off any relaxed or colored hair or damaged, heat damaged hair. And you're restoring your natural hair. But don't let people fool you into thinking, if I cut all my hair off, I don't have to do absolutely nothing. It's natural. It's going to grow back. That's not true. You still need to treat your hair. I have had clients that did the big chop like in college, and they're like, oh, I cut my hair 2 years ago and it seems like it's at a standstill. And I'm like, well, have you had it trimmed? Have you had a treatment? Because it's not just one treatment. It's different treatments for your hair texture. And they're like, oh, I didn't know I needed that. So, and they'll come to me with their hair at the top of their ear, and by 3-4 months later, they got hair down their shoulders. And they're like, why it didn't grow before? I've been natural for a whole 2 years, because you won't do anything with it. That's why. So, like I said, if I don't leave nothing with you, the two myths, it's myths that I do not agree with. The dirtier your hair is, it grows. That is a myth. That is not true. If you wash your body every day, you need to shampoo your scalp, period. You need to shampoo your hair. Also, the whole thing of co-washing is not my favorite. I have a theory. Get in the shower, put some lotion on, and rinse it off and say that you're clean. That's what co-washing does to your hair. It's the same thing it does to your body. Your hair needs to be shampooed clean. You need to start with a clean canvas with whatever you're doing, whether it's color, braids, wigs, locks. If you just want to shave your head, you still need to shampoo your hair. Like, that's just it. So, yeah, those the main things. I just want everybody to know that also you are what you eat, taking vitamins, eating the right thing. If you're not drinking enough water, if you're not taking the correct vitamins for your body, if you're not exercising and you're not implementing what you need to make your body work, it's not going to work. So that's it for me.
So you pretty much answered, I think, Nita's question.
Lanita said, what's your most favorite thing about doing hair, and what's your most annoying thing? My most favorite thing is finishing, seeing the finished product, because I finally get to put together what was in my head. Like, people will show me a picture. Like, you can just glance a picture and be like, do this. And I have picked up 20 things just like that. And so the fact that I can just look at that picture and then do it and look at it and be like, hey, I did that. That's the best thing. The most annoying thing about doing hair, I'm not going to say about doing business in general. not having people respect time. When you
Ooh.
book appointments and cancel, don't get me wrong, I know things happen. People have to cancel, money didn't come through, whatever case may be. But wholeheartedly not being respectful of somebody's time, not letting somebody know in advance. If you got sick last night and you know your appointment was in the morning, tell that person that night. Like, you might have to pay that little $20 fee, $25 fee. If you don't even have it, let them know, hey, tack it on to my next service. But when we make appointments, like, we are strictly living off of what you say. We live off of people's words. So if you say I'm coming and I'm getting this service, and then you come or you don't, and you change the service, or you don't come at all, that messes with my money. So just imagine you go to work every day of the week, and then on Friday you get your check and the people's like, hey, we had a mix up, so you only gonna get paid for 3 days. Oh, you're gonna be hot. Well, that's how I feel.
Come on now.
So, just being respectful. And I've been in business long enough to, y'all know how I handle people. So,
Yes, child.
if you come play with me, I'm not the one to play with, but I'm also the one that is really going to help you out the most. And I have clients that I have done IOUs, and if they need something, I'm there. Like, I'm also a traveling stylist, so I will travel to disabled clients and things like that. But that's my most annoying thing. It's just people not respecting time and money.
And you brought up a good point that I'm glad, because I did have it on my questions to ask you. So you mentioned that you do the traveling. What's the farthest that you will go? Is there a
Well, so here's the thing. I'm not going to say the farthest that I would go, because if Cardi B fly me out, baby, I'm gone.
Speak it.
But I started off in Martinsville. So between Martinsville, Eden, Reedsville, I do have a lot of clients in Charlotte. And honestly, I may venture off and work in a suite in Charlotte. That's been one of my other things that I've been thinking about doing. So Charlotte, Gastonia, but you're going to pay. Like, you're going to pay gas money. You're going to pay gas, and you're going to pay full price for the service. Also, yeah, I don't mind traveling. I'm not going to Baltimore anyway like that, unless, like I said, you provide a good setup. But as of right now, I do travel because there are a lot of disabled clients that I have. There are some smaller children that are disabled, or some kids that people are embarrassed to bring to a salon. Now, my salon is now currently set up in my home. I chose to do that to save my money, because it's my plan to eventually get my own salon. I've worked in enough salons for years, and I do want my own. So I'm here. So a lot of people like the fact that it is a home setting and it is more intimate, it's more comfortable. I also wax upstairs in my room, door closed. It's a nice little setting. It's more comfortable. So, but I'm still licensed. So don't y'all carry me like y'all do them other home braiders. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll travel. The traveling has to be set up through me and the person. You cannot book a traveling appointment on my site, and you have to let me know at least 3 weeks in advance, because people book me on my site 2 weeks in advance.
Okay. All right, guys, y'all heard that. Look at the booking information. Contact her immediately. Set up your times. Hey, Tammy, we appreciate you so much for being on the show tonight. We're probably going to bring you back to do another segment when you want to talk about your new products. Definitely, we want to have you on the show when you get ready to announce your classes, because we want to push that for you. We want to make sure people don't miss it this time. We want to make sure everybody knows that it's available. So, Tammy, is there anything else you want to say before I pop up one last pop-up for you and for the good folks?
No.
All right. Oh, we got one more question. Let me see what that is, and then we'll let us go. It was a statement. It definitely was. This is one of my favorites. I gotta say, and it's probably because I got my beautiful niece out here. That's probably why, y'all. I'm just, but anywho. But Tammy, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it more than words, because I ain't gonna cry tonight. I cry all the time. I ain't cry tonight. But I do appreciate
Girl,
you.
You need to get some thick skin and stop crying.
I know. I used to didn't cry all the time, but now I get so emotional. But anywho, but I'm
some teas or something. Help with them emotions.
I got teas. I don't think they work for me. Anywho, it's not working for me. Maybe I just need a glass of wine. Maybe that's what it is.
That might be why you crying.
No, I haven't. Anywho. Tammy, I thank you so much for being with us. Guys, look for the pictures on Uncensored Conversation and on my Facebook page. We will put those up so Tammy can comment on, so you guys will know what
my shirt, guys.
Oh yeah. Can we buy those?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Okay. I want one. Do you have it in blue?
No, I will have to get it in blue.
You know, it's my favorite color. Tammy's favorite color is green, by the way, y'all. She's the money girl. So, all right, Tammy, thank you so much for being with us on tonight. We definitely appreciate you. So, Tammy, stay right there, and I'm going to sign us out. And you don't want to miss who our next week's guest is. It's my good friend, Lisa Washington. We're going to be talking about the power of the shut up conference that's coming on May the 13th. And I'm one of the speakers at that event. Tammy, stay right there for 1 second. And we are closing. Did you see it?
I was getting to hang up on you.
Okay, I'm getting ready to close us out with our goodbye. So stay right there, Tam. I promise you. Good night, guys. See you next week.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.